Hello all, my name is Prabhakar. I'm making series of videos available to you to learn Amazon Web Services. And in this session, we are going to talk about AWS EC2 Elastic IP addresses, how to create Elastic IP address and associate with EC2. And here is our content. So we are going to talk about Elastic IP addresses and inside a lab. So we will create a EC2 instance and create an Elastic IP address and associate this Elastic IP address to EC2 instance. First of all, let's see what is Elastic IP. And an Elastic IP address is a static IP and it's not a dynamic IP, and it is an IPv4 address designed for a dynamic cloud computing. And Elastic IP is associated with your, first of all, your AWS account. Then after that, you can assign it to the specific EC2 instance. We can mask the failure of instance or the software by rapidly remapping the address to another instance in your account. So this Elastic IP address is a public IPv4 address and which is reachable from internet, and you can access EC2 resources via internet. And it is a fixed address, and even you reboot your EC2 instance, then still, so the IP address will not be changed. If in case it is a dynamic IP, so for every reboot, it may change the IP address and the public DNS entry. So let's go to the lab. So how we can work with the Elastic IP addresses. So here is my AWS management console. So first of all, as described in the content, so I'm creating the EC2 instance here. Click on the EC2 instance and create instance. So here I can choose any of the instance type, and then accordingly I can assign the IP address. So I'm choosing the Ubuntu machine here, create a Ubuntu machine. And so type of the instance is T2 micro, which is eligible for free tier eligible. And go to configure the instance details. So if required, I can configure the additional configuration for my instance. So like I can specify the IMA role and the shutdown behavior and stop hibernate behavior, and a lot many additional parameters I can specify if required. And along with, I can also specify the virtual private network and subnet details here. So now there is another option is available here, auto assign public IP. So here I'm using the subnet, and so inside the subnet, so it will get the some dynamic IP, and then the dynamic IP will get assigned to my EC2 instance. So I'm keeping these configuration as it is. Now go to the add storage. I'm not changing any changes here. So by default, I'm selecting 8 GB as internal storage. Next, go to the tags. These tags are optional, but still for the recognition purpose, if I'm managing multiple instances, so for quick identification purpose, I can use these tags. And as well as we can also use these tags for the quick filtering. So if I use the instance type, so I can say this is for demo and elastic underscore IP. Okay. And next go to security groups, and this is a very important aspect here. So when you are actually playing with the Ubuntu instance, and there are set of different types of security groups, and then inbound outbound rules are enabled for that. So you can define that, okay, which are the ports you need to open and which are the ports you need to block it. So in my earlier demo, so I have used a new security group, first VM, and here I have opened 8080 port, and then 80 and 80 port 22 port. For taking my Ubuntu machine PuTTY access, so 22 port needs to be enabled. So in order to do the SSH, so what I can do, I can select my first VM security group. The second option is that I can go with the create a new instance, new security group, which will open the port 22. If required, I can add. I can also add the new rule. So, for example, if I want to open port 80, so I can select the type equal to 80 as an inbound rule. So I'm keeping it as it is with the default settings, with the port range equal to 22, and which is open for all the ports. So now review and launch the instance, and here are the details, and launch the instance. This is again the one of the important factor. So for more details about how to create a key pair and how to use this key pair, so you can refer my previous videos. So, and this key pair is very important for accessing your EC2 instance via terminal. So as a security aspect. So even so if you are dealing with the Windows machines, so this this public is very important in order to decrypt the password of the Windows machine at the first time login. So I'm using as it is. If required, you can choose create a new key pair, and then you can create that and launch the instance. Now go to the view instance. So here is an instance state which is in a pending. So let's wait for a couple of seconds so to launch this. Now my instance is up and running. So here is my instance. What I can do, I can select this instance, and here if you see that, okay, IP which is a dynamic IP, and IPv4 dynamic IP is 18.206.192.251. This is a dynamic IP for every reboot, so this IP may get changed. So for connecting that, I can click on the connect and copy this string and go to the terminal. So here is my terminal. So I'm so inside that. So I have a public key is already available, which I have downloaded from the system. So now paste that command which I have copied from the AWS. So and then enter. So now I successfully entered inside my AWS EC2 instance. And so this is how, so you can connect and then you can access his EC2 instance. But if you observe that, so now this is my IP which I'm using. So if I copy these two details, let me copy these two details. And if I open the notepad, here are my IP addresses. Okay, so let's go here, put it that. This is my public DNS, and here is my public IP. So if I stop the instance and stop the instance, and then again if I start the instance, or maybe if I reboot the instance, so then so it will automatically change the IP address, public IP address, because it is a DHCP IP address. So just wait for a couple of seconds to start the instance. Now my instance is in a stop state, and then if I again go here and then start the instance, so here by default this instance IP addresses are IP DNS entries are the blank, so because it was in a stop state, and now I'm restarting that. So once it is restarted, then these IPs may get changed. If you see that, so earlier the IPs was here is an IP 18.206.192.251. Now the IP got changed. So even if I try to access the same instance using the previous one, so here if you see that, okay, it is closed by automatically by AWS instance. And if I use the previous command, so for connecting to that by using this instance connection string, so it will not allow me to connect to EC2 instance. So I have to again go here and then choose the another connection string in order to connect it to my EC2 instance. Okay, so this is how the IP address will get changed. So then how we can overcome this and by using elastic IP. So for that, so on the same EC2 instance console, so you can scroll down below. Here there is an elastic IPs. So inside this elastic IPs, you can click on the allocate elastic IP address. So there are three types. So we can create the elastic IPs. One, we can directly pull it from the Amazon pool of IPv4 addresses, and there are plenty of addresses inside that pool, and then we can pull that. And second one is that so we can create our so own set of pool, and inside that pool, so we can pull the static elastic IP address as per our need. So here I'm using Amazon's pool of IPv4 addresses. Click on allocate. So now, it created a static IP for me, and this I this IP address, so I can assign it to associate it to the respect to my existing EC2 instance. Okay. So you can click on associate elastic IP address, and here are the running instance. You can select the running instance here and click on associate. After clicking on associate, so if I go to the EC2 instances, okay, so inside this EC2 instance, okay, this is my public address which was got created. Even so, if I restart my system, so this IP address will not be deleted and will not be changed, I mean. So and so how we actually delete elastic IP addresses. So I want to highlight one point here. So if this static elastic IP which is associated to any running instances, it will not charge anything on that. So if your instance is in a stop mode, or if the IP is created but this IP is not assigned to any EC2 instance, then this may occur some charges on this. For example, if you see that, okay, if I go to the actions and if I click on the deassociation, you can get some error pop up here. If you deassociate this elastic IP address, you can reassociate it with the different resources, and this IP address will remain keep same as so with your AWS account. So and again at the same time, so if I click on the release elastic IP address, so here if you see that, okay, you are if you release this following elastic IP address, you will no longer be allocated to your account, and then you can no longer be so associated with your account. So this releasing elastic IP address is nothing but deleting the IP addresses. So if you see that, okay, so what I'm doing here, so I'm deassociating it. So if I click on deassociate, okay, now this is in a deassociation state, and if I click on here and now click on the release IP addresses, so okay, and if I click on release, so this IP address is successfully deleted, and for my EC2 instance, and new dynamic IP will get associated to that instance. Okay, if I click on this running instances, here if you see that, okay, the new IP got allocated for that my EC2 instance. This is how we can play with elastic IP addresses, but keep in mind, so as soon as your elastic IP is assigned to any of the EC2 instance, then it will not charge anything. And if in case your elastic IP address is idle, and so or maybe if your elastic IP is assigned to any of the EC2 instance and that instance is not running, then still so it will add some additional cost to your elastic IP address reservation. Okay, so this is how we can do that, and I hope you enjoy the video, and we come to end of this session. And so in this session we got to know that, okay, how to work with elastic IP addresses, and hopefully this lab will give you a chance to work on elastic IP addresses. Thank you.